Hello friends, welcome. All right, this is a set that I purchased a while ago when Spellbinders was having a sale, and I've loved it, but I hadn't had a chance to really play with it yet. And so today I wanted to pull it out and create something. Growing up, I was a huge fan of Nancy Drew. My sister and I read all the books, and when I saw this, like millions of us, I immediately thought of Nancy Drew and all of her fun cases, and I was like, I have to get this stamp set. I want to real quick say one of the things I love about Hero Art's Stampin' Cut sets is that you get a wonderful stamp set and all of them come with the dies. So I like that. You know, often we pay like $15 or $16.99 for the stamp set, and then we pay another anywhere from 15 to 20 something for the die set. So these run a little bit more expensive. So around 22, 25, you get both. So I feel like they're a really good value for money. And especially when Spellbinders has their sales, you can really get these at a good price. So if you've never looked into the Stampin' Cuts, I do think they're a really good value. And they're also super cute. So we're going to, excuse me, I've got a little horse here. I've gone ahead and stamped a few things and cut some papers, and I've got my Copic swatches out because I want to match my Copics to this paper because that's what we're going to use to pick our colors as we color. I also have a few more pieces here that will add as well. So first of all, let's take a look at our colors and which way we want to go. So I feel like the R08, the R17, and the R24 right here is going to be a good match for this. So let me grab those. We got 24, 17, and 8. All right, so here we have our dark reds. Now let's go to our oranges. Oranges are always a little tricky. I don't know how much orange we're really going to be using. So I think we're just going to go, I'm just looking here. I'm thinking maybe the R12 or the YR12, because I don't think we're going to do too much orange. So we may not even use any orange at all, but I think the 12 and maybe the 16, is that too gray? Maybe the 15. Let me grab the 15. If I can find it over here. Well, we're going to go with 16 because that's what I am able to find. And I don't think we're even going to use it, so we won't worry about that too much. Now, I want her main little outfit here to pick up the dark blue. So let's switch over to the blues. And I don't want to go too dark. Our sentiment is stamped in suede shoes. So I'm going to kind of hit a happy medium there between those two. So I'm thinking the 39, the 29, and maybe the 28. May go to 24 just to add some lightness. So 29, 39, there's 39. It's real easy. Let's find the 29. My life would be made so much simpler if I kept these in numerical order and right side up, but I never seem to do that. So it doesn't look like I can readily see my 29. So let's see what's 26. Would that work for us? Yeah, I think 26 and 24 would be fine as well. So 29 is eluding me at the moment. Okay. So let's see, that's 24 and this is 26. So I do think that will be okay because we're only going to use this for a little bit of shadow. So I still think that'll give us some good color. The only other things we're going to need is probably some gray and some skin tones. So let's see. I think for my skin tones, I'm going to pick the E21. I must have a lot of markers that are needing refilled because I'm missing a lot of my favorite colors over here. So let's see. I've got a variety here. I got my E30. I like that, but I bought the E02 because that's a little too pink, but for her cheeks, I think I'll like that. And then these are just to do a little bit of shading up around her hair. We may grab the E11 as well if we need some more shading, but I think that'll work for us for now. And I'll grab my grays when we need them. So let's get to coloring. I'm going to put this mat down. I stamped her a little off the edge of the paper. So I want to put this down just to protect my paper. So I have this E53 and I'm going to go ahead and do up and around. We didn't choose a hair color, but I'll go back and do that. for this, we are going to add just a little bit of acetate. So to do that, I usually don't do it this way. I usually use double-sided adhesive, but we're actually going to try using the glue. And I'm putting it on very thin, and then we're going to set a block on it and come back to it in a few minutes. All right, so hopefully that works for us. I don't usually do it that way, so it's a test. Move it up over here out of the way. Okay, for our girl, we have our background. We have all of our pieces here, and I have an idea, and we'll see if it's going to work. I'm going to take my ruler, but first I want to trim this down just a little bit. I'm going to trim 1/4 inch off the top and the bottom. Well, the top's not going to matter, but this one side will matter. Okay. And now I'm going to take my ruler just like this, angle it about like that. There's really no right or wrong here. We're just gonna pick a spot and all right, just like that. Now, I could do this with my paper trimmer, of course, too, but I'm just using my scissors because we're still going to have to die cut a little bit. Now I'm going to grab the die for her. I forgot to tell you one other thing that I like is the dies are not attached. You don't have to use the little clippers and unclip them, so they don't have those little sharp things that'll, you know, metal cut you when you're crafting. I also like that an awful lot about these dies. I wish more companies would do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this down as if we were going to cut her all the way out. Centered well. Yeah. I guess she can be taped underneath her hair too. You know what? That's not quite right. Well, that's not going to matter so much. It's just right up here on her head that's going to matter, but it shifted a bit. So let's straighten that up. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to put her through my die cut machine. Let's see. I usually run mine through upside down, so like that. I'm gonna see if it'll work by putting the cardboard on top instead, because I don't want it to cut into my magnet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is line her up right on that line. I'm gonna have to trim off this little corner right here. That's part that we're cutting off, so that's no problem. But I'm actually going to tape this to my cardboard because I'm afraid when I move it to my machine that I'll move it. And I don't want to cut into the part that I don't want to. All right, let's run her through and see what we get. Did cut into my board a little bit, but that's okay. This is just a shim that I have in there. But it looks like it cut in just the right place. Yeah, very good job. Okay. Let's remove this. And we could have fussy cut all around her. In all honesty, that's probably the way I would do it a lot of times, just because I don't mind fussy cutting. But for those of you that hate to fussy cut and want to do this, you know, using your die machine that way works perfectly. So, okay, let's go ahead and there we go. We have her just the way I wanted her. Okay, one thing I am going to do right here, you can see my pencil mark just a tad right here. So I'm going to clean that up. That away. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put her right on here like this. And then these pieces we're going to put some foam under. And let's see, this little die right here, I'm going to run this through just like this, because this foam will go through my machine so that I can put this right underneath my magnifying glass. And then we'll put the evidence is clear, you're incredible. I haven't quite decided where I wanted it. I haven't thought about that. We'll have to see. Okay, how's our little test over here coming? Not bad. Okay, that worked. Now I'm just going to take my scissors and cut around this. The way the die works is it cuts out the center separate, but it's all one. You can't cut these apart, which is kind of good, but it would make it so the acetate would be too small. So hopefully that makes sense. Sorry that I'm cutting out a screen. Don't worry about that little mess up. We're going to fix it. All right. Go. No easy way to hold that down. There we go. All right. I'm going to put this right on top. All right. All right, let's start gluing everything in place. I'm going to start here with my looking glass or magnifying glass, I guess it's called. I'm going to place it right over her eye. Just like that. And then I'm going to place her hand. Put my foam a little too high up. Didn't think about that. And this is going to hang over, and I'll trim off whatever I don't want in there. Oh, look, her hand covers up my little mess up, so that's nice. All right. Now I'm thinking that maybe I want to pop this girl up completely. So let's go ahead and do that. And I've got a little bit thicker foam that's in those sheets as well. So I'm just going to cut some of this down and put that behind her. And like I said, that's thicker than what I've been using. See how thin that one is compared to this one? It's almost double. So. How does that work in there? It's a little too thick still. Okay. Oops. Just covering the back of her with this foam. Put that little piece right there. All right, now for the final ones, I'm going to put just a couple little pieces in this hair bow because I don't want that to get pulled up. Okay. All right, let's shoo all this stuff out of the way. And here we go. All right, and I'm just going to put her right there. Oh, I really like that dimension, like popping her up was really nice. So, okay, I was originally thinking of the sentiments kind of being down here. And did I, when I cleared my site, I think I cleared away my secondary sentiment. Ah, it's hiding. Good. So I'm kind of thinking right down here. I know it covers up our coloring a little bit, but I like that better than covering up her hat. If we put them up here, we cover, I don't know. Quandary. I'm having to think about it. This is when I wish that somebody was here to say, I like it that way better. So I'm on the fence, but I do love the overall how it turned out. I think she looks super cute. So let's see. I could do the evidence is clear and then put You're Incredible on the inside because it's the You're Incredible that I don't like. You know what? We are not going to overthink it. I'm going to put it where I originally thought. And if I decide I want it the other way, I'll just make another one because I can do that. I got all the parts, right? And I'm not one to lose sleep over something so simple. We'll just get it down there and do it over if we decide we want to. All right, and then I'm going to put the evidence is clear just right here. So I'm going to put just a little bit of foam under these top two corners. Yeah, under the two E's. Don't really want it up on her face, but I want it somewhat centered. Put it right there. I think that's the perfect spot. Okay. All right, so here is our card today, working with the Miss Detective from Hero Arts Stamp and Cut. I am definitely going to make some more of these cards. I think she's adorable. I love a lot of the other sentiments that are inside this set, and very fun. Isn't she cute? Nancy Drew on the job. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me to create this card, and I, as always, look forward to crafting with you again very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.